According to Justin Trudeau, the man himself, life in Canada is unfair. Homes are unaffordable, and many young Canadians are rightly worried that they will be left worse off than the generations that came before them. Here, take a look.
It used to be that the deal was if you worked hard at a good job, you could afford a home. That doesn't seem the case anymore. Younger generations are worried that they won't have a life that looks like how they grew up, like what their parents and grandparents had. Well, that's not fair.
Now, this is a remarkably astute and clear-eyed observation from our Prime Minister that's just missing one very important detail. He's the one who's been running our country for the past 8 years. During that time, housing costs have doubled, rents have increased by 107%, and it now takes Canadians on average 25 years to save up for a down payment. The direct result of federal government policies that have caused interest rates to rise, housing starts to decline, and immigration numbers to become completely detached from reality. Meanwhile, Justin Trudeau's finance minister, Chrystia Freeland, seems to be suffering from a similar case of political amnesia, suddenly concerned that young Canadians, despite working hard, will be unable to achieve a stable middle-class life.
But today, too many young Canadians feel as if the deck is stacked against them. They can get a good job, they can work hard, but far too often, the reward of a secure, prosperous, comfortable middle-class life is out of reach. That is not okay.
This is the same Chrystia Freeland who has overseen the greatest increase in government debt in Canada's history and the highest levels of inflation in 40 years. But it's not just the economy. The opioid crisis, which the Trudeau government said they'd magically solve by decriminalizing crack, fentanyl, and crystal meth in British Columbia and dispensing a so-called safe supply of hard drugs, has instead deteriorated, with overdose deaths increasing by more than 250%, while crime, which they claim they'd reduce by targeting law-abiding hunters and sport shooters while releasing the actual criminals out on bail, has unsurprisingly increased by almost a third. Look, back in 2015, the budget was balanced. Inflation and interest rates were at rock-bottom levels, and crime was at an all-time low. Meanwhile, the average rent under Housing Minister at the time, Pierre Poilievre, was only $950 a month. Today, everything is objectively worse, which I guess could technically be some sort of massive coincidence, but I think we have to admit there kind of is a common denominator. So if Justin Trudeau is really interested in getting to the root cause of so many of these problems facing Canadians, maybe he should take a look in the mirror.